All right, what up, team? Today I'm going to be going over my thoughts on 0.2 and kind of everything I've gathered from the first 2 weeks of launch and where I'm at. If I had to pick a statement to encapsulate 0.2 at all, it would probably be the sentence of it is 32 steps forward and at least like 35, 34-ish back, somewhere in that range. To give you a graph of what my fun has looked like the entire time, first we start with campaign, which is pretty much whatever. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too great. I did have a really rough start with Amazon on Lightning Spear. I swapped over to Smith and Katava, then swapped back to Amazon after deleting my first one. And then once I made it to endgame, it looked something like this. To dissect this a bit further, this first climb, we start off with the fact that we hit endgame and we're hype, our gooch is ready, we're gonna fucking blast, hit some maps, and then you encounter one of the first steps backwards in 0.2 and probably one of the major leaps backwards more aptly. The stun threshold changes are pure fucking cancer. You pick this ascendancy and you're like, damn bro, we're gonna have fucking 90 all res, I'm gonna have armor to chaos, 25% fizz taking his fire, 25 health, a huge cock, a big hammer, I'm gonna fucking one-shot everything and be unkillable, and this shit's gonna be hype. But what they don't fucking tell you is that unfortunately for you, the Pinata of Katava is actually the most stunnable character in the entire fucking game, and you just walk around getting beaten for your lunch money the entire fucking time. God, my poor fecal Pinata. So then, after falling down to the depths of hell on your warrior, you decide to re-roll your Javs on and bring this bitch back, and you realize that all you need to do to fix the character is just cast Sniper's Mark, and it solves the entire thing. Then you start mapping on an Amazon, and you realize that the only thing that you have to solve is defenses, because your clear is retarded and your speed is insane, and you start flying around like, god damn, I'm good! However, unfortunately for you, the high of playing an Amazon in late game is kicked square in the fucking balls once you realize what you have to do to get your Atlas points. Oh my god, I really have to find fucking 15 of these. Are you kidding me? And then after that, one traversal map at a time, you move your way down to rock bottom yet again, and then we start really hard hitting the copium at this point, and we say things like, well, hey, you know what? At least we can die in maps. That's pretty cool. At least strong boxes are better. That's also true. Hey, at least rogue exiles are in the game. This is all fucking kind of cool. And then you work your way back up, only to be trounced yet again. A corruption nexus requires a waystone with at least 4 explicit mods. Are you fucking kidding me? Dude, have you seen the white mobs in this game? I can't fucking add modifiers to this shit. Hey, don't worry, guys. If you fail the corruption nexus, it's fucking gone forever. Hell yeah. And while this pattern does seem fairly representative of the moment-to-moment experience, once you take a step back and you look at kind of the major changes that they're making, it does seem to fit there as well. For example, when we look at something like Roa, it's pretty unbelievable that they would add this to the game, especially for the weapons of bows and spears. The already fastest, best clearing skills in the game, just making them faster. It's honestly insane that they would do that, and I know for me personally, I will never ever use this highly unethical
Run, Shadowfax. Show us the meaning of haste.
run unsolicited dick pic, because I assume that name was an office euphemism. Fuck yeah, let's go to Burger King! Anyways, the only reason I'm really enjoying myself in 0.2 is obviously because I'm playing in Amazon and I'm going Spear and Lightning Spear is busted and blah 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 yada yada. I'm sure if I was playing something else, I'd be nothing but doom and gloom. Mainly because there are just inescapable problems that 0.2 has. One of the big ones is loot. For example, I'm asked pretty consistently what my loot filter is. What am I, fucking Brita? Tap not good enough for you? It's already filtered by the state. GGG, there ain't fucking no loot on the ground. What are we filtering? It's pretty clear that 0.2 is riddled with problems, and I'm not going to go into a lot of those. I'll save those for my big recap video on 0.2 in its totality towards the end of the patch, but I will end on a positive note, which is that I do really like GGG's patch cadence. I like that they're trying to get things out and solve problems as quickly as possible, and I do think a lot of these patches contain some really good things, although the analogy I would give here, unfortunately, is that we're patching up minor scrapes and bruises when we have gunshot wounds everywhere, and I understand that solving a gunshot wound is a bit more complicated, but I do think that unfortunately those major issues are overshadowing a lot of the good work that they've done in these patches. But anyways, I think that is going to be all for me today. I do understand that I kind of made 0.2 seem not so bad, which I really couldn't tell you if it is or is not. I do think that, of course, my perspective is skewed from being in Amazon, and that's why I'm kind of hesitant and waiting to talk about all the other things, because I do know there are plenty of other problems in 0.2 that need to be talked about, but I want to make sure I get through doing all the league content, do the pinnacle bosses, make several builds, etc., so I have a really thorough understanding instead of just talking out of my ass. So with that, I will see you guys in the next one, and deuces.